Today's news, fans disappointed at WIN for his insensitive comments about Astro's contract termination in 5 years.
You don't want to miss out on possibly winning free organic Korean skincare items from KAYGAL. There is information in the top of the description box. To enter the giveaway, just follow KAYGAL on Instagram. Click like on one of their photos. I think that's it. Anything to say? KAYGAL. Recently on one of their VLive app live streams, Astro's Moonbin said something that he probably should not have. For the sake of clarity, I just want to read what he said exactly. The issue arose here when Moonbin suddenly commented, 5 years. Aren't we over in 5 years? The members looked greatly shocked by Moonbin's comment. Jinjin asked, what? Why are we over? Moonbin continued, I mean, you know, technically, we are over. Implying how the group's contract with Fantagio is coming to an end in 5 years. Other members look surprised and ask, why are we technically over? How do you know?
What started that whole conversation was they were making jokes about who was going to go solo and when they were going to go solo. For example, Rocky, they were saying that Rocky was going to go solo as Rocky Swag, I believe.
Yep.
And that MJ would be going as 777, and that MJ said, I'll be debuting in 5 years. And so then that started the whole 5 years conversation.
There are a lot of things for all K-pop groups that go on behind the scenes. There's probably 10 times the amount of information that is exchanged behind the scenes than is actually exchanged with fans. And so I think for young people, because at least one of them in the 6-member group of Astro is 17 years old, one of them's 18 years old. I mean, these guys are younger than BTS, for instance. I feel like Astro's a group that's coming for the top spot in K-pop if they ever even get the chance.
Well, they just debuted. They just debuted in February of 2016, so they're still a relatively new group. They've been making huge waves, and in popularity, people are really starting to notice them, and they're one of the up-and-coming groups. So for him to say that 5 years from now we may not exist kind of shocks some people, because most people aren't thinking about the reality, which is that K-pop is very time sensitive.
And they are on 7-year contracts, and there's no guarantee that they're going to continue. Not that it's been discussed whether they're going to finish in 7 years or not, but I think out of the 6, Moonbin is probably the most logically thinking. Like, I can relate a little bit with him. Between you and I, you're the artist, I'm the guy behind the scenes writing the emails and doing the things that kind of keep the mechanics of the machine moving forward. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes here, just like there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with all companies. It's hard to run a K-pop group, and looking at Fantagio's game plan with Astro, they look like a small company. They look like they are just kind of going about it as they go forward. They don't really have a lot of experience to fall back on versus, for instance, SM Entertainment, which got a lot of K-pop experience to fall back on. They know how to launch a new K-pop group. Fantagio looks brand new at this.
And they've been working them very hard. They've put out 5 extended plays within the very short period of time that they've been together. They did 4 based on seasons, and they just released 1 in May. They've got a lot of concerts coming up, so they're really working these guys a lot. And I also think that Moonbin, if I'm correct, he has actually been in entertainment the longest. I believe that he actually had a very small role in Boys Over Flowers back in the day as like one of the kids. So this is a guy who isn't necessarily new to Korean entertainment and how it changes and how it progresses.
He might be new at speaking directly to fans though, which is what K-pop idols do when they go on VLive.
I think the biggest problem is it shattered this glass wall, if you will. It shattered the fourth screen, like the fourth dimension, the screen in between, the whole, like, the fantasy that is K-pop. He kind of shattered through that and gave it a hard dose of reality, and fans were not prepared for that. It was very truthful, it was very honest, and it's probably something that is going on in his mind. I have 5 years to make it. I have 5 years to become popular, to become famous, to get as well known and make as much money and do as well with this group as I can. if I want to sustain a long-term entertainment career.
I think for entertainment companies that run K-pop groups such as Astro, it becomes extremely difficult to explain to them and then to make them remember completely where is the line that you're not allowed to cross when you're talking and what are the things that you are allowed to talk about. This is one of the hardest parts about K-pop idol training that amazes me. But I think with Astro, for instance, like I said with Fantasio, they just are doing this in a newer way. But I don't even think anybody even really made a mistake here, including Moonbin. It just slipped out. It's a small mistake, I guess, but it is just him trying to be truthful. Like, I'm always trying to be truthful, and I get myself in trouble for telling the truth. He's not really thinking that he's going to get in trouble for telling the truth.
Yeah, it's one of those live television, live virtual social media things where what comes out, and you have to, I guess, own up to it. And sometimes you're going to say things that shouldn't be said when you can't edit it in advance.
And this is the tiniest of slip-ups if you think about it, but a big one, or we wouldn't be sitting here.
Well, it makes people upset. It made his fans upset because they felt that it was insensitive to them.
They're not thinking about the business side at all, though.
No.
Comments, how badly do you think this minor slip-up in reality is going to affect Astro long-term?
I think that the timing was a little bit rough, especially for fans, because they're seeing so many different K-pop groups break up in the last year and a half. And so the thought of a group breaking up already when they're just starting is a little too much to deal with. And
Astro is on the young side when it comes. Astro is probably the last group that K-pop fans are thinking is going to break up. Anyways, you guys, did you notice this was on your radar? Is it a big deal, no deal, little deal? Comments, click the like button. Thank you for supporting us. Click the bell for notifications. Check out the link to KAYGAL. And don't forget to subscribe for more Hallyu Back news. That's it. We're out of here. Hasta luego.
Bye.